Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and today I'm going to be revisiting the Jazz Club modular set 10312 because I'm still not happy with the full signage I did when reviewing this set. I'm happy with the 3D Duplo pizza on the pizzeria, but the Jazz Club sign, well, it's just a bit too ordinary, and after last time it was suggested that I did a big 3D sign that involved a saxophone, and that sounded like a great missed opportunity if I didn't take it. So what we really need is a big 3D sign in the shape of a saxophone covered in neon. Yeah. Good. So we've got our brief and it's pretty simple. A great big Lego saxophone for the front of a jazz club. But where to start? Well, usually when I've got a new project like this, I kind of look what other people have done ahead of me. There's no point inventing something if it's been done well before. So I googled Lego saxophone because I was fairly sure it definitely had to be a saxophone on this sign rather than a trumpet or something else, either brick built or an outline or something like that. And one of the things that came up immediately was an interview with the original designer of the official Lego set, Jazz Club 10312. And in that interview, he had pictures of earlier drafts of the build in its infancy. Now, not all of those were that great or very similar to the end product indeed, and arguably the building is a long way off the final one. But what is that right in the middle on the front if it isn't a 3D saxophone sign in presumably pink neon? Wow, and it looks great. Maybe not the colour, I don't know. Iconic as it may be, pink neon may clash with all of the colours on the final set, but then maybe it'll clash in a really good way. Anyway, I decided to build it immediately in studio, and well, it looks really good actually. I'm still not sure about the bright pink colour, especially with those lavender coloured keys, but I did try and do it as well in yellow to see if that was any better, because saxophones are, well, closer to yellow anyway. And there you can use the 3x3 curved tile in yellow that makes up part of the horn bit of the saxophone, because that part actually isn't available in bright pink. I guess Lego would have made that a new piece had they gone ahead with this sign in the official set. But I've also added another key, but in gold tiles as well, because saxophones are covered pretty much from head to toe in keys and sort of hardware and all the rest of it. So I think that looks a little better. So then I went on to do a double-sided version of both the bright pink and the yellow versions, and it still looks really good. But can we do a little better on the colour, do you think? I mean, I don't like the pink. The yellow looks, well, a bit boring. I wanted a neon sign, so what better colour than, dun dun dun, neon yellow? Yes! Oh, it seems so obvious, doesn't it? Neon yellow. Now, we can't use the 3x3 curved tiles on this one, but we can use the 2x2 ones that give the horn a bit of a round appearance. And I've even been able to now change the keys from 1x1 tiles to 1x1 plates with a hole. And I think they look a bit more interesting now, more 3D and more like the actual real-life hardware that goes onto a saxophone. But yeah, how about that? Neon yellow for a neon sign. I really like it. Not too sure about the red band. That was something that was in that draft version of the original Jazz Club. Now, the one big problem that still remains about using this particular version of the 3D sign is that it doesn't use those really nice 2x6 tiles that come with the original set that say Jazz Club. And, well, couldn't we use those as well? So my next idea was to combine both signs into one great big mega sign. And again, here we go. Wow. Now here again, we could go pink, we could go yellow with the better horn end shape, or we could go, well, yeah, I think it's going to have to be neon yellow, because look at that. So now we've got the saxophone visible from each angle down the street, but also from dead on we've got the words Jazz Club showing on those two flat dark blue tiles, and I just think that's the best of both worlds. And we've even managed to get the kind of sausage piece incorporated that was in part of the original set on the very top there. Yeah, I'm loving this with a bit of star details to fill in the more empty gaps. Yeah, loving that. And the best thing about this sign is that if you want to go ahead and make your own, all of these parts are currently available from Lego Bricks and Pieces, so you can make an order yourself using the parts list in the description of this video and, well, make one of these signs yourself. A 3D, three-sided, neon jazz club sign. Nice. The first bit of the build is very simple and is just the base for the combined sign. It'll be having studs on top with some modified bricks rather than this studs on the sides sort of technique of the original. So it'll just be replacing that and will attach directly to the canopy over the door here. So that is so far so simple. Then we're going to add these very multicoloured bricks here in light bluish grey and this pale yellow. In my parts list in the description for this video, all these parts are in black, and that's probably best for you if you're just buying them brand new for this build. But all of this colour will be concealed in time, so it doesn't really matter what colours you use. You might be able to see the very back in this grey, but I don't think that's going to matter because it's kind of a neutral colour. So we're going to have our saxophone built onto the two sides, onto all of these studs, and then we're going to have our old jazz club written sign on the front here, and the top has got a couple more studs on the side with this modified plate and some 1x2 plates tile and cheese wedge piece on there. So first things first, let's put on this 2x6 in orange. That can actually be any colour you want as well because it's going to be concealed, and these curved slopes in the flamish yellow orange to match the bits that go on the original sign, orange as well being on the back of that. Then we can start to add our new plates in dark blue that are going to be concealing these horrible different coloured bricks and will match up with the blue on the back of the tiles of the jazz club piece itself. So we're going to have curved one at the bottom, 3x3s, and then the wedge one at the top. And then the other two that are going to go here and here will be held in place when we put the tiles for the saxophone on. So let's get them in this lovely neon yellow. And wow, look at that. That really is popping, isn't it? So vivid a colour, unsurprisingly. So if I hold that in there, that'll be the bottom of the main part of the instrument, and then we're going to have the 4 circles of the horn, 4/4 of that going around on there. Then for the large back piece we've got the 1x6, and then we can have a curved slope on the top of that, curved slope on, not a slope, curved tile rather, quarter tile on the bottom of that vertical bit, which will have a 4 and a 1 tile like that. Then we need a corner one there, a small corner one there, and that's going to get stronger when we add the other side. The mouthpiece hanging off that edge, and there's our saxophone. And doesn't it look really good? I mean, it's vivid. You couldn't mistake it, and you couldn't not see it for a mile away, really, could you? So now we need to add those keys. So the first one goes there, second, third, and fourth in yellow. Looking good. I like the fact that we can see the dark blue through those as well. And then a couple of star pieces. They have to be in flamish yellow orange if you are buying them from Bricks and Pieces, but I've got a couple of normal yellow ones as well, so I'm just going for a bit of variety. And I'll put those on that gap at the top for more decoration. So there we go, there is our saxophone. And then for the other side, which is just starting to pull apart with all of that effort, there we go, I can add the other one already done to save on time. Push that onto all of those studs. Looking really good. And this mouthpiece is actually going to be flush with the front of the building, so that should look really nice as well. And then we're just missing the section from the front. So what I'm going to do for that is pull off this whole section on the original sign, and I'm also going to take the modified brick 1x2 with that bar on with the arm and the sausage piece. I can attach that onto the back here, so it's in the same place as it ever was, like that. And then I can put this whole thing onto the front, covering up the last of those nasty coloured bricks. And wow, so there is our front view, Jazz Club, and all of the dark blue and this bright flamish yellow orange continues here in the middle. I really like that. And then from the sides, wow, are vivid. Wonderful saxophone. So I think it's a bit of a shame they didn't include this on the original set, I must say, given that most of the work was done by the original designer, but I absolutely love it and have no shame in borrowing it for use in my new three-sided sign. So that all that remains now is for me to move the camera so I can plonk this on the front of the building and we can see how it looks. But wow, it's going to be good. So very simply, we're just going to put it on those 4 studs in there. And that is it. Now, you could get a bit more complicated and have another attachment point halfway up or something, so it's a bit more robust, but it doesn't need one unless you're moving it around a lot. Wow! I love it when a plan comes together. Doesn't that look absolutely amazing? It's like the sign that always should have been on this build. And that neon yellow colour, it just screams neon, unsurprisingly. And it just needed to have neon. You can imagine it flashing on and off in real life. It is absolutely great. Now, arguably, my minifigure sized saxophones are over the top now, given that we've got saxophones on the top of this sign. But you know what? I like adding too much, so I think I'm going to leave them on. But do tell me if you disagree. But yeah, I think it was also a good idea to not get rid of the written sign saying Jazz Club, because at this oblique angle, when you can see both, well, it's just perfect. You might have guessed from the saxophone alone, but you're under no illusions at all when you've got both. Wow, so if you've got this set, I suggest you take the parts list from the description of this video and make your own bricks and pieces order. I actually totaled up the price if you paid for all of the parts, including the ones I already had, brand new, and it's £8.30. So I imagine it would be a similar amount in dollars or euros as well. So not cheap, but, you know, not bad for what you get, and it really adds to this set, as I say. Oh, yeah, you'll need to do that, and you'll need to get your own Duplo pizza as well, by the looks of things. Ho, 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 very good indeed. Now, if you do end up doing this modification to your jazz club, please do send me a photograph of it in situ, in your city or in your setup. I would very much like to see that. My email address can be found on my YouTube channel page. Not on all devices, it seems, but it's worth the effort because I might show them all in a thing later, and it'd be great to get some wonderful feedback and maybe some inspiration from your cities. Fantastic. So as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. I should give a special thanks again to the designer of the original set, who came up with the outline of this saxophone. Credit where credit's due, but making it 3D is all my work, so I'm going to have some credit too. Anyway, until next time, see you! Welcome to Jazz Club. Nice.